Well, hello and welcome back to the Tao Manifesting Tarot. This is the most unusual tarot reading on the internet. I think I can say pretty safely across the internet, maybe anywhere else. The reason is twofold. One, we focus on reality. Two, we spread out the message. First of all, we focus on reality. We live in very, very trying times. We literally are on the edge of the survival of humanity. We have the capacity on so many different levels to wipe ourselves out. Yeah, of course, we also have stuff coming from outer space. We have potentially some sort of flare ups from the sun. Those could do major damage, but we're pretty good at destroying ourselves. We're poisoning the water, the food, the land, the air. Then, of course, we have the possibility, ever present, we could blow ourselves up with nuclear devices. And then, of course, there are the robots. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. We got stuff stacked up against us. And on the outside, doesn't look like we're making much progress. I hope we are. But as I'm recording this today, we hear about Charlie Kirk being assassinated at one of his public outings. No matter how you feel about Charlie Kirk, America still has the First Amendment, free speech. And so there could be an assault on the First Amendment. The other hand could also be something that is arranged by the deep state. It's false flag. Let's start pushing people getting shot, well known people getting shot. That way we can talk about taking away the Second Amendment. We don't know where we stand. This has been a typical situation that we've been fighting with certainly for the last 5 years. Do we believe or don't we? And if we do, why? So, given that malaise, I guess is the best way to say it, we take these readings, these tarot readings, and we frame them within what's going on around us, the history right now, and it's critical history. We have not faced this kind of thing as humanity for at least the last 7,000 years. I say 7,000 years because prior to that, we had something called the Younger Dryas that really wiped off most life on the planet. You get back farther to the Younger Dryas on the other side, and we see the possibility of other advanced civilizations. Still very shaky, but tantalizing to be sure. So, for any kind of accurate measurement, and I use the word accurate in quotes, we can go back 7,000 years. And in the 7,000 years, we as humanity have never had the possibility of wiping ourselves out in total like we do now. So, tarot is the science of potential. I've done it for over 20 years. I don't think it predicts a damn thing, not anything worthwhile, but it is the science of potential. I use three cards because Tesla loved the number three, said it was magical, so I could do three cards. And you get a frequency, you get a little storyline in those three cards, an energy. And so that's what I do. I use that reading as our final destination. However, remember, we are living in some very intriguing, interesting, whatever, geopolitical times. So I need the astrology and the numerology, which I've done for 50 years, as kind of a background. Because you've heard the expression history repeats itself, and the reason it does is because tarot, numerology, the science of cycles, within cycles, within cycles, within cycles, ad nauseum. And so it becomes very, 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 very difficult to kind of find your way in all of this energy. Yes, we've had similar energy in the past, not exactly the same, but similar. And so if we go back to the past to some sort of a time, we can link it to today and we can kind of get some sort of a measurement in terms of the energy today. But Again, the end result is always the tarot. That is your human kryptonite, the ability to manifest, create pictures inside your own head. Today, the message for the Tao Manifesting Tarot is the Cosmic Puppet Masters, or you could call it fate. There is a lot of fate involved in all of our lives. John Lennon once said, from the Beatles, life is what happens while you're busy doing other things. It's true. You take a look at just luck, good luck, bad luck, whatever, has a tremendous effect and shape on our lives. And I don't care how rich you are, how poor you are, fate has played a large role. Well, I worked harder. I did this. I did bullshit. You had doors open to you, opportunities given to you that other people didn't get. And a lot of times it's illegal. A lot of times it's nefarious. It's criminal. Doesn't make any difference. You take it. So life is what happens while you're busy doing other things. Prime example, you want to check into the life. Ozzy Osbourne. Remember Black Sabbath? He kept having good, lucky things happen to him all the time. He didn't do a damn thing to deserve them. But they kept falling into place, kept falling into place, kept falling into place. The richest of the rich, poorest of the poor, same exact thing. It's the cosmic puppet masters. It is the fates. That's the message. The cosmic puppet masters, the fate that has put us into this time. What are we going to do with it? Well, you use the tarot, the frequency, to get to your spiritual destination. We're going to start talking about it. I said we do some astrology, numerology. We're going to get to that in just a moment, but I just want to take this opportunity before I get too involved. Got an email thing for you. I had 4, 5, 6, whatever the hell I had, and I never paid attention to any of them really, but I'm really focused on this because I want to communicate with you. Tao-tarot at proton.me. Tao-tarot at proton.me. You see it on the screen. Send me good, bad, indifferent, doesn't make any difference. Like me, don't like me, that's okay. It's a conversation that's important. Tao-tarot at proton.me. Thank you. Alrighty, so let's get to the numerology and the astrology. Numerology for this month. This is in September. It's a universal 9 year. 9 is wrapping up, it's ending. September, same thing. Wrapping up and ending. What's wrapping up and ending? Well, for poor Charlie Kirk, it is his life, it is his mission. God bless him. But for the rest of us, it may be wrapping up one era, getting into another, because next year it'll be a universal 1 year. That's a beginning. Is that going to be good or bad? That's the trick. That's the trick. The fates, the puppet master. What do they have in store for us? It doesn't look all that encouraging. But let's look backward a little bit, huh? For the past couple of months, since, July of this year, I've been focused on the 250th anniversary of the United States of America, which will happen next year, July 4th, 2026. If we can keep it together that long, and it's not a guarantee for sure, we will celebrate our 250th anniversary. 250 years ago, we had Uranus in one position in the sky, Pluto in another position in the sky, and we declared our independence. 250 years later, because it takes Pluto 250 years to go around the solar system, Pluto's in the same spot. Uranus is in the same spot. Well, they were exactly about a year or two ago, but they're still close enough. You can see what's going on in the world. Pluto's evolution, Uranus's revolution. What the hell is going on but those two energies, right? So I decided let's take a look using astrology and a little deep dig into history. Let's take a look at America. America, since 1492, when the Europeans came over here and conquered the Native American lands, has been a battle between the people who live here and the European bankers, the Jewish bankers who controlled Europe. In fact, they were the ones who started the Bank of England. King of England apparently wanted to go to war. He had no money, so he got the Rothschilds and other Jewish bankers involved and said, "Hey, give me some money so I can go fight." They said, "Sure, we'll give you the money, but we want to start something called the Bank of England. You don't own it. You can own shares in it. You can own stock in it, but you don't own it. We do." King said, "Okay, just give me my money." So from about the 1600s forward, the Bank of England has had its way with England. That's one of the reasons why England is still in on the front pages in the headlines. You got England, you got the United States, Germany touches a little bit, and certainly the Middle East. That's that banker's triangle, we'll call it. They tried to take over the United States right after the Revolutionary War. They started the first bank in the United States. It had a 20-year run. They wanted a second 20-year run. At the end of that period, Andrew Jackson said, "No more. I don't like a central bank." They tried to kill him. They failed. Abraham Lincoln also did not like the second bank idea, the central bankers, Jewish bankers from Europe. They tried to kill him and succeeded. William McKinley got assassinated. Finally, 1913, they finally got the Federal Reserve, but again, people had to die. They put six of their best rich friends. I mean, these people were rich, but they objected to the idea of a Federal Reserve. So they put them on the Titanic. They sunk the Titanic. They got rid of the opposition. 1913, boom, Federal Reserve. Immediately attached to that was the income tax. Boom. And immediately attached to that was allowing women to work and encouraging them to work. Boom. And one more, World War One. They set themselves up. We had high times in the 20s where the folks on Wall Street took money from the middle class, and then a Great Depression, then a World War, which was actually World War One, Part Two. So we get out of World War Two, and the war goes underground. You don't see it anymore. We're not fighting. We're doing anti communism stuff. We're doing Cold War stuff. We're seeing massive people leave the farm, move to the suburbs, and the good life. What we don't see is that the deep state grows. CIA, FBI, a whole bunch of other lettered groups that are now battling. They want to control us in every aspect whatsoever. Remember, you had it a little bit after this time. Eisenhower go, beware of the military industrial congressional complex. He told us about the deep state. That was the war that began in 1945. In fact, you saw it when they took over Palestine. The Zionists took over Palestine. Was it 1947, 1948, the Akba? It was an invasion. Still going on today. So much after World War II we are paying for today. So we take a look at the astrology. Why? Well, we see Saturn, Neptune, and Pluto, fire and air. Fire and air, all working together. Saturn, Neptune, and Pluto. The the odd man out, Jupiter in Scorpio. So it was very, very, very underneath, very, very, very secretive, and there was a lot of energy. Every evil organization that exists in the federal government had its beginning in this time period, 1945, 1950. And of course, there's the Akba, the invasion of Palestine, already setting up before World War II with the Havara Agreement in 1933. The dirt comes to the surface now, but it was first begun 1945 to 1950. You want to look for a war? That's indeed where it all began. And yet Americans were celebrating. They said, "This is great, wonderful." They kept you busy while they dug your grave. Take a look at the meme for today. This is all Bill Gates primarily. The World Economic Forum, we have too many people. We got to use vaccines to get rid of them, or chemtrails, or forest fires, anything that we can do to get rid of people, to control people. Read some of the details. You'll find them fascinating. We go to the missing link. Put this up here just as a reminder. Pride is concerned with who is right. Humility is concerned with what is right. We get those two confused all the time, to our own peril. We're out of time for today. Thank you very much. We're leaving it up to the fates. Fate will have its way. Are you going to be prepared? Are you going to go with pride? Are you going to go with humility? And as we get ready to wrap up this reading, let's take a look at the tarot, the manifested energy. We have the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands talks about defiance, talks about taking a stand. And with the wands being involved, there's a lot of energy, enthusiasm. Not necessarily joy, but just a lot of energy. This is not a half-ass attempt to defend yourself. This is full-out defiance. It's full-out taking a stand. It's saying no more. Next card is the Moon card. Talks about shadows. Talks about intuition. You don't see everything clearly, but your gut is yelling at you. Question is, do you pay attention? You should. You should, because that's going to be very important in terms of activating the Seven of Wands, the Defiance card, taking a stand card. You have to trust yourself, your intuition. And the final card is the Three of Cups. Talking about group success, talking about family, but family not in a necessarily genetic sense, but in a human sense. Group success. To turn things around, it's become evident to me that we cannot change the whole system. Not in one fell swoop. We got to work in small groups and pieces. We have to get into little communities, like-minded people working together. And so what we have to do is decentralize, not centralize. The problem we're experiencing right now is the fact that everything is centered in Washington, one place, one committee, one group, Wall Street, New York. Doesn't make any difference. It's one world, one. We don't want that. So we have to be defiant. We have to take a stand. We're going to stand up for ourselves. We're going to stand up for family, quote, family, for the human family. And that means we begin to work in small groups. There's no other way to handle it. Something to keep in mind when you're talking about the fates. They've handed us this storyline. What are we going to do with it? Break it down, rebuild. Out of time for today. Thank you so much for spending it with me. You always make it worthwhile. You always make it special. I always look forward to it. Please like and subscribe. There is serious stuff going on behind the scenes in terms of the internet. They are getting ready to close their grip. Please like and subscribe. Between now and the next time you and I get together to do all of this tarot stuff together, I hope it's tomorrow. Peace and blessings.